Once upon a time, in a faraway Yoruba village called Alife, there lived a wise and kind king named Oba Adegoke. He was loved by his people because he was fair and always listened to their problems. But there was another king in a nearby village who was very jealous of Oba Adegoke. His name was Oba Adekunle. Oba Adekunle wanted everyone to think he was the best king, and he did not like that Oba Adegoke was so popular. One day, Oba Adekunle decided to trick Oba Adegoke. He sent a messenger to Alife with a message. The message said that Oba Adekunle wanted to be friends and invited Oba Adegoke to a big feast in his village. Oba Adegoke, being kind and trusting, agreed to go. He took his best warriors and advisors with him, thinking it would be a joyful occasion. When Oba Adegoke arrived at Oba Adekunle's palace, the feast was already prepared. There were lots of delicious foods and drinks. Everyone was laughing and dancing. But Oba Adegoke noticed something strange. Some of Oba Adekunle's warriors were watching him closely, whispering to each other. Oba Adegoke felt uneasy, but he did not want to offend his host. During the feast, Oba Adekunle stood up and said, "Oba Adegoke, I have heard that you are very wise and strong. Let us have a friendly competition to see who is the best." Oba Adegoke agreed because he did not want to seem rude. They decided to have a wrestling match. The match began, and both kings were very strong, but Oba Adegoke was wiser. He used his skill to win the match fairly. Oba Adekunle was very angry and embarrassed. He could not believe that he had lost. His jealousy grew even more. He ordered his warriors to capture Oba Adegoke and his men. "Take them to the dungeon," he shouted. Oba Adegoke and his men were thrown into a dark and cold dungeon. Oba Adekunle thought he had finally gotten rid of his rival. But Oba Adegoke's people in Alife were very worried when their king did not return. They decided to rescue him. Led by the brave warrior Baligan, they marched to Oba Adekunle's village. They fought bravely and managed to free Oba Adegoke and his men from the dungeon. When Oba Adekunle saw the courage and loyalty of Oba Adegoke's people, he realized that being loved and respected was more important than being feared. In the end, Oba Adekunle apologized to Oba Adegoke and promised to change his ways. The two kings made peace, and their villages became friends. Oba Adegoke returned to Alife, where his people welcomed him with open arms. They celebrated his safe return with a big feast of their own, and everyone lived happily ever after. The end.